everybody, this is Gene Summers with the Impact Club of Cape May County. Welcome to Event 14. This is our first online event due to COVID-19. Obviously, times are a little different, so we need to do some different things. I think it should work out fine. What we're doing is just going to do a video with me, and then I'm going to show you the three selected charities. They're going to present their organizations, 5 minutes each. After you watch the video today, you will have a ballot link in your email. You can then go into the ballot and vote for your favorite charity, and we will count the ballots and we will announce the winner on Friday. After this video is posted, you will have 24 hours to watch it and cast your vote. As of right now, it looks like we're going to have about somewhere around $9,000 or $10,000 donated. Like usual, we're going to give $1,000 to each of the charities who don't get the big check, and then obviously the big check will go to the charity who has the most votes. I want to thank everyone for contributing. Times are tough for some people, so obviously I knew I wasn't going to be able to get everyone to participate, but we're still making a difference because a lot of our organizations really need us right now in this time of need. There's a lot of things happening. People aren't working. There's food shortages and people having a problem getting out for health issues. So therefore, there's a lot of organizations that could use our help. So I'm glad we're still able to do this, and I'm glad it looks like we're going to be able to still donate $9,000 or $10,000 into Cape May County charities. All right, first up, our first video is going to be from Family Promise. It'll be Lori Johnson and Kathleen O'Neill presenting for them. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Lori Johnson, Director of Family Promise of Cape May County.
And I'm Kathleen O'Neill, the case manager.
At a time when we are told to stay home, keep safe, we need to remember that families who are homeless cannot do this. They're not in a healthy place and they're not safe. If they're not living outside, they're living in cars. Or worse, voucher motels where children often witness drug use and violence. This was their reality before the virus and will be their reality once we get through this, unless they get help. Family Promise is that help, a partnership of congregations coming together to provide just that, a healthy and safe place to be while they work to get back on their feet. Because they don't have to worry about where the next meal is going to come from, and they don't worry about where they're going to sleep. The churches have that, hospitality.
For those of you that may not know, we are a national program that started over 30 years ago in the state of New Jersey. We've been operating 11 years. As of yesterday was our anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
We do have guidelines that we have to strictly follow. Families have to have children with them in order to be in our program under the age of 18. They have to be substance-free, working families with no criminal backgrounds. And as I said, yesterday was our anniversary, but we could not do this, I could not do this without the volunteers. The volunteers are the heart of our program, and they have made my job so much easier. And Laurie will tell you more about that.
So volunteers through the churches, they take their Sunday school rooms and turn them into bedrooms. They greet their new families when they arrive with a homemade meal. Volunteers spend the evening with families, helping with homework, playing games, and just getting to know their guest. Each one of our 16 host churches provides that type of hospitality for 1 week, 4 weeks a year on a rotating basis. We also have 18 support churches that help as well. And we have a van driver, and the van transports those families every day from the day center to the churches and back to the day center in the morning.
One of the great things about our program is just that families do get to stay in their same schools while they're in Family Promise. We've served 152 children, and they are also the heart of our program. We want children's lives to be as normal as possible for them, and Family Promise allows that. We have served, really many, many families, and 80% of them are still out there in the community, even after 10, 11 years, and they're still doing it. Family Promise, although there is no religious obligation, many of the families they're part of our lives now, and they do even serve in the churches now. One of the reasons, or many of the reasons families could become homeless is basically lack of affordable housing in our county. As of 2019, we were the 6th in the country with hard to
Yeah.
economics, hard to live in a county where there isn't a lot of affordable housing and year-round jobs. But thankfully, our families are doing it, and we do have different programs that we support. We have a stabilization program that has budgeting classes and also has trauma counseling.
Yeah.
Because there's many reasons people can become homeless, and it's not always just needing the house, we found out. Currently, families are struggling due to the virus. I mean, many of them had non-essential jobs, and they haven't been able to even get their unemployment yet, or their jobs haven't even started yet. So we just are grateful for the community and all the community has done over the past 11 years.
Right, so we just want to keep our families on track. They've been doing good since they went through the program. They've been doing good through our stabilization, but we need help more than ever at this time because we don't use government money. So for those of you that have been to our fundraisers, that is how we keep our doors open. It's the different fundraisers we have, and especially our thrift shop. Our 2-year-old thrift shop is really thriving, not only helping families with essentials, but the money that we earn from keeping the thrift shop open really helps them with all the little things that they may need, well, little to us, but maybe a car repair or help with an electric bill. We're able to do this during their fragile part because of our fundraising and thrift shop. So we hope you'll be able to continue to support us in any way, and we thank you for chiming in.
Yeah, if you'd like to hear more about us, check out our website.
Yeah, it's familypromisecmc.org. God bless.
Great job. Thank you, Family Promise. Thank you, Lori and Kathleen. Next up, we have Mary Jo Bernardo with Contact Cape Atlantic. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Mary Jo Bernardo, the Director at Contact Cape Atlantic. I wish I could be with you in person today to make this presentation, but because of COVID, I had to make a video. Thank you so much to the members that nominated us. We are so excited that you value our work and asked us to do this presentation today. Contact Cape Atlantic is a volunteer-driven organization. We provide telephone reassurance and community support to seniors and people with disabilities who are lonely, living alone, and isolated from their communities. Those words don't even do a great job enough of illustrating what we do and why. Victoria receives a phone call every day from Contact. Cecilia is one of the volunteers that calls her. The ladies are nearly the same age. Both were from South Jersey. Both were working ladies, and they both had to leave their job about the same time because of the onset of disability. They each needed to find their new way. They were afraid, fearing change. They wanted to be more encouraged. Contact was exactly what they needed. Victoria says, Cecilia makes my week. She takes time to ask me how I'm doing, how I feel. I feel less alone, less fearful, knowing that someone is there for me. It could be so easy to give in to discouragement, but not with Contact in the picture. And Cecilia says, it's not just a phone call, it's a joy. I look forward to my days when I'm in touch with my Contact family and Victoria. Contact was exactly what they needed. Here's how it all works. We have 150 volunteers right now. We make 7,000 calls a month. We call about 200 people per day. We take shifts, talk on the phone all day, connect to people. Some volunteers come to the call center and some call from home. Right now we're all calling from home because of COVID. The reason we exist is so people can remain in their homes living independently. That's what we all want. We reduce isolation, ensure their safety, and connect them to services in the county on a daily basis. It could be a medical or a social, emotional type need. Last Saturday, I talked to Dolores. It was early evening. The volunteer couldn't reach her all day long. She was nervous and scared. She didn't sleep the night before. She had very high blood pressure. She didn't call the doctor. Dolores and I talked for a while. We talked about blood pressure, sleeping. She thought maybe she would sleep on the chair, maybe get better rest, then going in her bed. After a talk, only thing I was able to do is convince her to call the doctor. Maybe that saved her life. Some people don't answer the call. We check to see if they're in the hospital, and if they're not, we call their backup and send someone to the house to see if they're there, and sometimes we have to unlock the door. And they're on the inside, and they're alone, and they're stuck in bed or on the floor, wet, upset, maybe hurt. They can't get up, they can't get out of bed, they can't walk. Thank God Contact got there and sent someone to the house. Cape May has a growing aging population, 23,000, and aging. They're a priority for federal programs, but most of the funding is geared towards medical. The AARP says that social isolation and loneliness are epidemic, and they lead to poor emotional and physical health. So we're helping in both areas. We change that every day by calling and reducing isolation. 2 of our volunteers are a married couple. They make calls twice a week. Harry's 77. He has disabilities of his own. He realized that volunteering is actually helping him. It's giving him purpose. His wife said just being able to talk to people and use his voice, it's a blessing to them as much as it is to anything they're doing for other people. We don't receive any state or Cape May funding. Our goal is to double the number of people we serve this year, and we're relying solely on our fundraising and events and donations, and our events aren't going to happen this year. It's so simple and so impactful. Call and communicate every day. Someone to check in, ensure safety and health, reduce loneliness and isolation. One of our clients says the idea that someone cares keeps me going. It's amazing. Thank you all so much for the nomination. It's an honor to be asked to present today. Please vote for Contact Cape Atlantic.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Sounds like you guys are doing some good things. Next up, we have Cape May Community Food Bank, and presenting for them will be Veronica Scutaro. Enjoy.
Welcome to Cape May Community Food Closet. I'm Veronica Scutaro, Executive Director, responsible for operations and our physical plant. We have been in existence since 1982 and make our home on the lower level of the First Presbyterian Church of Cape May, within easy walking distance of Victorian Towers, the local senior housing center, as well as Cape May City Housing, the local low-income housing development. We are an independent 501c3 corporation and are not affiliated with any specific religious organization. So why do we do what we do? To alleviate the suffering of our neighbors who are hungry and do not have the resources to feed themselves. Those resources may be unavailable for any number of reasons, including illness, unemployment, natural catastrophe, or pandemic. In 2019, the number of families depending on us was 1,230. 2,361 people, comprised of 1,785 adults and 576 children. Cape May County demographics tell us that 25% of our population is over 65. 41% of our clients are seniors. As the first quarter of 2020 began, our numbers were stable on a year-over-year comparison until March 15th. Then our nation began shutting down in an attempt to stem the tide of the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Grocery store shelves were empty. People lost their jobs. The unemployment enrollment system crashed, and people suddenly found themselves in dire straits. On March 18th, we received our first request for emergency food from a community resident. This was followed by 6 more such requests in rapid succession, adding 16 adults and 7 children to our March client base. Our numbers for April 2020 have outpaced our number of clients for March by 22%. The number of children has increased by 37%, indicating a shift in what it takes to meet the needs of a family. Our mission is to procure and distribute grocery and personal care items as necessary for the welfare of our qualified neighbors in Lower Township and Cape May. When people outside our normal service area call on us with emergency food needs, we gladly assist in the moment and then guide them to local distribution outlets closer to their homes. Our organization is completely staffed by volunteers who logged in over 1,500 hours of their time, and we are following recommended guidelines to stay safe. We are supported by donations from the community. We do not receive corporate grants. Those community donations covered our food expenses for 2019, which totaled $48,318.52. In budgeting our needs for 2020, I looked at the Consumer Price Index and an inflation rate of 2.73%, generating a total of $55,000. That number assumes a stable client base as well as continued government support at current levels. Factoring in our increasing family count and number of children served, the budget increases further. If government food allotments reduce or cease due to current food shortage conditions, that number could double to about $110,000, and that's with no adjustment for client demographic. During normal times, we distribute the second and fourth Friday of each month, with special distributions for holidays such as Thanksgiving. Under current circumstances and over the past 2 months, our model has shifted. In the past, we would open our doors at 9, serve a hot breakfast, distribute food to our neighbors, and we would close our doors at about 11, which was sufficient time to take care of everyone. For clients needing delivery, groceries were brought to individual living units, both within Victorian Towers and at City Housing. And of course, we did emergency distributions, but those were few and far between. Now, on the Monday before a Friday distribution, every client is contacted and an appointment is scheduled. Distributions and deliveries are scheduled every 15 minutes. For people who come to the food closet, our volunteers fill a shopping cart with a family's groceries and push it out the door into the parking lot. The client picks up their groceries and leaves. The cart is sanitized and refilled for the next client. If the client is receiving a delivery, the delivery team rings the doorbell or knocks on the door, leaves the groceries on the porch, and departs. There is no contact between volunteer and client. Food is a basic need, and in my opinion, a fundamental right of all people. To keep people well fed and to do it with dignity and respect is a core value of the Cape May Community Food Closet, and we will keep doing what we're doing until there's no food to give.
Well, that about wraps things up for our videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. I hope everyone's staying healthy, taking care of their family. Next, all we have to do is go to your email, click on the link for the ballot, vote for your favorite out of the 3 today, and we will announce a winner on Friday. I want to thank all 3 organizations for helping our community and taking care of our community, especially in times like this. And I want to thank all of you who are donating and helping their cause and supporting our local community. With that being said, looks like our next Impact Club meeting will be in July. Hopefully we'll be able to get together by then. If not, then we'll do another one of these, and that's okay too. But thank you all, and go vote.